Check this out.
Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey sports, life for the adult athlete.
Yeah.
Powered by the Beer League Players Association.
Better follow me.
Follow us, the BLPA, on every social media outlet. Follow the crew on Twitter at Nicker Jones.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Welcome to the greatest hockey show in the world. Welcome. Good week, everyone. Or whatever. Semi-okay week, I guess. This show is brought to you by HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh. They're beer leaguers just like you and me. If you need any equipment, anything like that, go check them out. They're here to help. HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 woo.
Oh.
So anyway, I'm here with my friend
Nick, you okay, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm here. You know, been a rough week.
It seems like something might be bothering you.
Yeah. There is something bothering me. Let me tell you what's fucking bothering me. Lincoln fucking Riley is what's fucking bothering me, bud. I don't know if you know. Here's the deal. I love hockey. Love it. I do the podcast about it, working it full time. But I'm not as invested in my hockey team, the Calgary Flames, as I am my college football team, the University of Oklahoma Sooners. And my college football team, all of their fans, all their players, myself personally, were fucked this weekend. Like big time fucked. You know what I'm saying? Big time.
I did hear about it a little bit.
So it's just been like, I'm glad you pushed off the podcast last night and said we can't do it because I'm still hurting. I'm pissed, and I get it. It's a college football team, a college that I didn't even graduate from. I did attend some classes there, but I did not. I did not graduate from there. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm invested in the University of Oklahoma Sooner football team and its program. And this weekend we just got fucked, and I'm not happy about it. I think Lincoln Riley is a scumbag loser, and I'm just upset about it. That's why I sound so shitty.
Okay.
Like how
I think it's understandable. Like it was definitely a tough blow. I think for the fans there.
For people that don't know, Lincoln Riley was the head coach of the University of Oklahoma Sooners. Good coach, not a great coach. Good coach. He, some people say offensive genius. The last 5 years, I think he's been to the college playoffs 4 times. True, he hasn't won a game. But this year it seemed a little off, but he did have good recruiting classes coming in. And then he lost to our rivals, Oklahoma State, on Saturday night. And like 12 hours after, he said he was taking the head coaching job at the University of Southern California. No notice to any of the players, any of the people at the school. Nobody knew. And supposedly he just made this life-changing decision to uproot his wife and his daughters from a Power 5 program and move out to Southern California in 6 hours. Even though it was the hardest decision of his life, his words, not mine. 6 hours is what it took him to decide that. But his stuff trickles out. Sounds like this has been planned for a while. He's taken a bunch of recruits with him, took basically the whole coaching staff. Shitty. And Bob Stoops, one of my personal heroes, he won a college championship. Second year he was in the University of Oklahoma. This is actually the anniversary of the 23rd year, 23 years since Bob Stoops was hired. He stepped down after he built a powerhouse program and gave it to Lincoln because he thought it was the best for the program. And here we are 5 years later, and we get fucking scumbagged by this Lincoln Riley motherfucker. And it's just not cool. It's just not cool. And
yeah, like I said, I read a little bit about it, and I think the biggest blow is like him taking recruits and other staff members and stuff like that. Like if you want to leave a program, cool, right? That's your, your prerogative or whatever. But when you start really messing with the program by taking, recruits that were supposed to play there or coaching staff, I think that's where it becomes kind of the bigger issue.
And I get it from the player standpoint. Like they were recruited by Lincoln Riley, so they have some loyalty there. And it's not that he's leaving the University of Oklahoma. Sure, I would still be upset because he was a good coach, not a great coach, just a good coach. But the way that he did it, and the way that he continues to lie to us, the way that he, from reports, didn't even want to tell the players, he just wanted to leave, and Bob Stoops made him go in and tell the players. He went into this team meeting to tell the players and was crying, and DeMarco Murray, the former NFL running back that was a great at the University of Oklahoma, who's a coach now at Oklahoma, told him to cut the crap. It's his choice. Another player got up and started yelling at Lincoln Riley and calling him a liar and a fake. And Lincoln Riley said, "It's for my family," and he walked out and left. Gave him 2 minutes. I thought that was bullshit and bogus. And then, but as far as leaving a program, like he went out there, he like, listen, I'm from Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma. That's my home. There's an appeal to living in Los Angeles rather than Oklahoma. I get that. I don't know if I would. I like to visit Los Angeles. I'm going to Los Angeles next week for a draft experience. I like Southern California. I don't know if I'd like to live there. I mean, there's a lot more crime, a lot more taxes. There is a lot more traffic, a lot more people. So it might not be my cup of tea, but I can see where there'd be an attraction. Hollywood, movie stars, and all that. I get all that. I get the money. Like he's going from making $7 million to making $11 million. They bought both of his houses at $500,000 over asking price in Oklahoma. They bought him a $6 million house in LA. So, which is still like all that. And that was all decided in 6 hours. Seems a little suspect to me. So it's not that Lincoln Riley left this program. It's that the way he left the program. And for me, when you think about a guy that preaches integrity and the sportsman code, as he got mad like 2 weeks ago that Baylor ran up the score on him, he was talking about the code and talking about integrity. This was a low integrity move. This went against whatever code Lincoln Riley was talking about. And the fact that it as more comes out, this was obviously in the works for a while. The fact that he wasn't man enough to say, "Hey, I'm gonna explore my options. It's what's best for me," and give the program a chance to replace him before he just bolted out the door. Because remember, he was given this program. He was an offensive coordinator, and the head coach Bob Stoops built a great program and just handed it to him. He retired before he wanted to because he thought this would be better for the program because he thought Lincoln Riley was the guy. And to do this last minute, bail out, and then try to torch the program as on your way out, fuck that guy. Fuck Lincoln Riley. I heard this motherfucker. I heard he swims with a t-shirt on. That's the type of guy Lincoln Riley is. That's the type of guy. No one need to swim with a t-shirt on.
Yeah, you don't want that kind of guy around your program. I mean, come on. You don't.
And listen, I am upset about it, but I also understand there's going to be some people that are listening to this podcast that aren't college football fans, and that's okay. I get it. And you're going to say, why are you so torn up over a college football game that's 18 to 22-year-olds that, it doesn't matter. It's what I'm invested in. It's what I've rooted for my whole life. It's a big part of my life is rooting for the University of Oklahoma, and I know that it shouldn't ruin my day, and it doesn't ruin my day, but I'm just upset. I'm pissed. I'm mad. And I think that, when you start talking, I think about when I went to college and I was playing, like you look at a coach and you want the coach to be, you want him to be on another level, right? You want him, this is the guy that's supposed to be teaching you about life in a way. I know it's a sport, but let's be honest, like coaches teach players about life. They teach them how to be grown-ups in a sense. And if Lincoln Riley's going to teach all these kids to be a scumbag loser like he is, that ain't cool. We're just going to have a bunch of scumbag losers running around. Ain't nobody want that. So.
Yeah, that's not good for anybody.
Fuck Lincoln Riley.
So.
Okay.
College football is my favorite sport. Do you know why?
Because you do a lot of money lining, bud.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about any team out there, and it makes it so much easier to gamble. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a gambler.
I have,
and it's so much easier to gamble when you just literally don't give a shit who wins or loses. So betting on hockey is much tougher for me because I have a vested interest in a team. So that's why college football is my favorite sport.
I just think it's exciting. Like I like NFL football, but the pageantry around the game of college football, like if you just go and hang out at a college football game, especially at a big school like a University of Oklahoma or an Ohio State, an Alabama. Not so much. USC is a big program, but like no one really cares about football, college football in Southern California. It's kind of an afterthought, and maybe that's why Lincoln Riley went, because the University of Oklahoma is moving to the SEC, and he turned down a job from LSU, and now he left OU to go to USC. So maybe he's just a pussy and doesn't want to play competition. But I was always taught to be the best, you got to beat the best. He's not going to be able to beat the best out there. He's just going to be a pansy loser. But for me, like I can draw the line. I even told you, like you were talking about money line, and I said, hey bud, bet Oklahoma State to win. Oklahoma State's going to win this game. And they did. And you know, a part of it too is a lot of the kids in this program were saying that this year was a lot different than last year's. Like Lincoln Riley's practices were weird. He was giving them weird days off, and you could tell like something was off with the way he called the games compared to the years before. And now the conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but they're saying that Lincoln Riley was tanking the games. That he tanked the second half of Bedlam because he wanted to get out on the recruiting trail because National Signing Day is coming up, and he didn't want to have to prepare for a Big 12 championship game. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I would hope to hell, as big of a scumbag loser as Riley is, I wouldn't hope he's on the level where he would throw a game for that reason. But I will say it has to be hard to coach a game in general and a game that big, Oklahoma State, with one, or now it looks like with both feet out the door. Like he was just disinterested. So I just think it sucks for the players that bought into him, that he lied to, and it sucks for the fans that pay a lot of money to. I mean, some of us pay $50 a game to watch a pay-per-view against fucking Louisiana Tech, and we do it because we love watching the program play. And I feel sorry for the fans, and now obviously the university going through. But they're gonna hire a new coach, and we're gonna be back. We're gonna be a top 10 school for sure. We always are. I mean, the program has lasted for hundreds of years. Over 100 years. Like we've been a powerhouse program. So top 5 schools don't just disappear because some scumbag coach tries to fuck them over on the way out. So fuck you, Lincoln Riley. I hope you go fucking 3-9 next year. I know it's impossible to go 0-12, but I hope you go 3-9. That's what I hope. Okay, hold on. I got to restart this because I was sad at first, but now I got it off my chest. I feel better, and I want to do this justice because I've been called out on this readout for Hockey Wolf and my hockey howl, and so I need to do it better. I need to. So I got a little boom arm here. I'm gonna raise it. I'm gonna stand up. I'm really gonna get into this one. Okay. All right, this show is brought to you by HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow! Take that for a Hal Cosentino. HockeyWolf.com. They have pro shops in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Montana, but they can help you anywhere in the world. They're beer leaguers just like you and me, and they're just trying to make the game more affordable. So if you need some equipment, if you need some team merch, some team gear, check them out. They've got BLPA stuff that we don't even have, but guess what? We got BLPA stuff that they don't even have. But check out our friends. We always like to say support people that support us, support beer leaguers in general. So go check out HockeyWolf.com. Ow, 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 ow.
Ow, ow, ow.
All right. On to the show today. Now that I'm done feeling sorry for myself and, my college football program, we got some rad things to talk about. We're going to talk about fighting in hockey. We're going to talk about being cut from your hockey team. We're going to talk about a new draft experience. We're going to talk about some jerseys that were released. And there was one more thing, and I can't remember it. So I'm going to fall back to my friend Jason and say, what was the last thing we were going to talk about?
Was it Alaska?
That was one of the new. Oh, you just fucking ruined it, bud. Holy fuck, bud. That's okay. We'll get into it. We don't write things down on this show. We really are very underprepared. We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants. But we do have some big.
I remember now.
Okay, hit me.
It was I took a slapper to the nipple. Were we going to talk about that?
Oh yeah. We were gonna nipple bombs. So we're gonna talk about that, and I guess that can lead into some beer league injuries since we've all had some injuries. You have had an alleged injury for a while. We still haven't got that one covered, but it is out there. But first, why don't you go check us out on all social media channels, the BLPA, everywhere, even Pinterest. I don't know what Pinterest is. People say you gotta be on Pinterest. So I have this thing, like we have this website with all of our new blogs, and the blogs, like the picture pops up and it says pin it on Pinterest. And I'm like, pinned. And I don't know what it does, but we're on Pinterest at the BLPA. And you can find me at Nicker Jones on Twitter. You can find me at Instagram on the Nicker Jones, and you can find Jason over at Beer League Jason. So that's the social media stuff. If you want to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/theblpa. We put all of that money to good use, my friends. We do good things for beer leaguers. We're able to make good content and that kind of stuff with it. So if you want to support us, patreon.com/theblpa. Huge shout out to everyone that does support us on Patreon, especially our hockey gods, our beer league boys. We got old Chris Nall, we got old Minchie. So we got some beer league supporters. So we really appreciate you guys being a big part of what we're doing. Shout out Michael Cosentino. So
and Tatiana.
Shout out the whole Cosentino fam. We know the kids are, once they get their bank accounts, they're gonna be on. So a lot of chatter around the pod last few weeks about how can we improve? How can we make this better? I checked the charts. I wasn't personally happy with the chart. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the podcast world that don't have as many rabid fans as we do, because we do have a lot of good fans. But I want to reach a broader range of fan. I want more fans as well. I just want more. I always want more, Jason. So we always say, how can we make this show better? How can we make more people want to listen? And we'd like to hear your thoughts out there, rabid fans. If you guys have any suggestions on how to make the show better, we're all ears. But one thing is, we keep talking about bringing a third in, having the old BLPA Big Show threesome, and I think there's a lot of people interested. I kind of threw it out on the group and in the Beer League Players Association. We had a lot of people interested, and it gave me an idea that we should do BLPA Idol, where they submit their a little segment, a little hot take, a little spicy jalapeno take, and we listen to it. They have to defend it, and we let the people that listen tell us who should stay on the show. What do you think about that idea?
I love it. I know you had I'm not on all the socials, but I did see it on Twitter. And, somebody had commented about kind of, what we were looking for. And you told them, hey, we're looking for the hot take, someone that can defend a hot take. And they had mentioned nachos and Nickelback. And I am specifically interested in those topics. So if you've got a hot take on nachos and or Nickelback, I would love to hear your take.
What if it's a take around Nickelback and their proclivity for nachos?
Yeah, I feel like if you can come up with something there and defend it well, like how do we not put you on the podcast?
Or what if this person was somebody that used to hang around Nickelback and he knows that they actually did in fact love nachos, and he's going to tell us about their nachos? That's gold, right?
Yeah. The possibilities have me pretty giddy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So basically, what we're asking for, we're looking for a host for the BLPA Big Show podcast. Applicable candidates will be at least 25% as handsome as Jason. That's tough to do. At least 25% as funny as me. Again, very tough to do. Able to speak coherent sentences while sober. That's not as hard. And have an opinion you can defend. That's basically it. You don't just have to agree with me and Jason. Me and Jason don't agree on everything. But I think that adding a third person, even getting a female voice in here would be good. And we had a clip from, you know what? Let me just see if I can play it. How about we play one clip? Let me see if I can play it through the thing. We'll play this clip and see see what happens. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. What was her name? Her name is Netta. There she is. Okay, let's see if we can play it. It's a short one, so we can do this one, okay? It's 46 seconds long. You tell me what you think, Jason, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I absolutely hate it when guys block shots, especially when the other guys on the bench applaud them for it because they're enforcing shitty behavior. Okay, first of all, you don't have the gear to take a puck to the face. I have the gear to take a puck to the face. When you take a puck to the face, it's game over because there's going to be blood on the ice and all of us are going to need to go home. Yeah. The second thing is, I have no idea where the puck goes after it hits your ass. So you're all happy that you're being a big man and you stopped the puck. But it's going to end up being a goal because guess what? It went right into the slot. I wasn't ready for it, and some dude just tapped it in. And those motherfuckers on the bench who are clapping for it, come on. Those claps should be for me. You guys know this.
Strong, solid. What do you think?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, Nick. I heard nothing. There was nothing coming through on my end.
Oh, that's Bush League. Motherfucker. Well, I'm going to tell you what she said. She basically said
right.
Players should not block shots. They shouldn't block shots. They don't have they don't have the gear for it. They don't have the gear to take a puck in the face. She does. And when a puck hits your ass when you're blocking a shot, she doesn't know where it's going because you're blocking it. She doesn't see it. She doesn't know it. So a lot of times it comes for an easy tap in. And for all the people out there that are on the bench cheering for this guy blocking shots, those cheers should be for her, not this guy blocking shots. That was it.
So I'm assuming she's a goalie.
A female goalie, yes.
Okay. As a friend of a goalie, I would say that my friend who is a goalie would definitely agree with her. He is constantly telling the rest of us beer leaguers to stop blocking shots and just get out of the way and let him save the puck. So, I would say probably most beer league goalies agree with her.
Yes, I would too. But do you like blocking shots, Jay? I mean, me and you are about to be probably the best draft experience defensive pairing in history of decks, really. And so, what are you? Are you a shot blocker? Like, if we're playing defense together, two guys that, by the way, I played defense one time. Jason probably maybe once, maybe less.
Never.
But I
never.
Yeah,
never,
I just want to know, like, what's your style? Let's compliment each other. Like, are you going to block shots?
No, I'm going to give the goalies what they want, and I'm going to get out of the way.
Yeah, that's why we're good
I'm
defensemen. That's why we're good, because we're going to give the goalies what they want.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you,
I'm not going to try to do too much. I'm going to let the goalie do his job or her job.
I'm always going to play the pass. Like, I don't like if the guy's coming in and he shoots and he scores on the goalie while I'm playing the pass because I want that goalie. That's his job to stop that shot. So for me.
Right.
We would both of us just always play the pass. If both of us are there and we got two guys coming on us, Jason, we'll both go to the guy.
We both take the pass. Both
take the guy that could get a pass and then let the goalie handle the shooter because that's their job, really. I mean, we're going to set defensive records at draft experiences.
Yeah.
We are. This is just fact. We think the game on another level, you and me.
Yeah, IQ 1,000 and probably 10 together, right? 1,010.
Yeah, probably. And do you think like are you gonna be a player that jumps up in the rush all the time and just kind of leaves the point empty in the offensive zone?
No, I don't do a whole lot of skating, so I'll probably just hang back, and make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I'm never going to be where I'm supposed to be in the offensive zone. I'm going to move around, make people guess. If the other team defensively doesn't know where I am, I'm now an offensive threat. And so that's going to be
that's true.
They got to expect the unexpected. And if you're back there covering, I'm not going to blame you for any goals because that's not what D partners do. But the goalie just needs to know that.
Yeah, and I'll be playing the pass anyway. So, if a goal is scored, that's not what I was trying to prevent. I was trying to prevent the pass.
Bingo.
So we're good.
Bingo. And I think, I'm probably going to take that same. If the defense doesn't know where I'm going to be, I become an offensive threat. Same thing goes on the other side. If the offense doesn't know where I'm going to be as a defensive man, that just enhances my defense, because they're gonna think that, he should be here, I'm going to do this. That's not where I am. They don't know.
Yeah, they pass it to the point, thinking, the point's open. Surprise! Nick, the defenseman, is at his own point.
And I'm taking it the other way. And guess what I'll do? I'll get to the blue line and I'll dump it in, because the forwards need to chase pucks, right? So I think this, I don't know why our friend that won't be named on this show, because he doesn't Patreon us still, and we talk about him all the time, but I don't know why he wouldn't pick you and me, knowing that we're going to be playing defense for us. It sounds like this is how you build championship dynasties.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer at this point.
It's what it sounds like. And let me just say,
for those, so
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say. I was just talking.
So I'll throw it out. So just so those of you that may not know, we're talking about in Boston. I have officially signed up for Boston, so I'll be there with Nick. The only better thing than hanging out with Nick at a deck would be hanging out with both of us at a deck. So I'm going to throw a challenge out there. I didn't even tell you about this. This is off the cuff.
Oh, I like this.
Anyone who signs up for Boston this week and then tweets me a picture of their confirmation at Beer League Jason, first lobster rolls on me. Purchasing your first lobster roll. We're going to hang out and we're going to eat lobster rolls. It's going to be a rad time.
Hell yes. And they're going to be warm. We're having the warm ones. Or you know what? Actually, we're not. I'm going to order warm. Jason's going to order cold.
We're having both.
And you can order one. Yeah. We'll share. We're sharers, right? And so that's a good one. And okay, well, let me one up you then, my friend. Let me one up you. Not just for Boston. I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked about Boston because 1, it's Boston. 2, it's on St. Patty's Day. 3, all my friends are going. And 4, those jerseys are fucking just absolutely lights out, right?
Yeah, badass.
Dex Kick Murphy is the theme. Dex Kick Murphys. Like drop kick, but it's the Dex Kick. And the first jersey is fucking just incredible. And if you guys don't know, you should show up early to Boston. Dropkick plays 4 shows or something over St. Patrick's Day weekend. I've caught them a couple times. It's pretty badass. I don't know how it will be with COVID, the new variant, but I do know that it's a time. And you guys should come. And now it sounds like if you come and you register and you tweet at Beer League Jason, first lobster rolls on him. Or is it Neptune? Are we going to Neptune's?
Wherever.
Okay.
Whatever works.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, well, let me tell you another huge announcement then. And I'm not trying to steal your thunder at all.
Okay.
Just trying to add to it.
Turn it up. If you're digging the show, support us through patreon.com/BLPA. The most greatest.
So I've been thinking, I just want to do something cool. And I did it for the military guys. We wanted to show the military guys how much we love them, how much we appreciate them. So we threw a draft experience in Madison, Wisconsin, and it was free, completely free. All you got to do is show up and play. And it was for people that were either active duty or had served, they retired. And we just wanted to say thank you. We love you guys. Thank you for your service. And it was awesome. Like, made some great friends, people I talked to almost on a daily basis from there. And so I thought, that was really cool. I always wanted to find a way, I have an idea where we do a big team tournament, like it's like 50 teams and every team plays for free. That's one of my ideas. I haven't been able to pull it off, but I can do the draft one. So I thought, you know what? I know we did it for the military folks. Why don't we do it for everybody? Everyone can come to this draft experience that's in this tournament and play for free. $0, Jason. 0. And
all right, now we're talking.
So it's called Dexgiving. We're gonna have a tournament in mid to late October in Las Vegas, Nevada, just like the one we were just at. But you had to pay for that one.
Yeah.
This one you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
This one you do not have to pay. $0. $0 is what you'll have to pay to play in the tournament. Now you will have to register and purchase the hotel room through us. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to make sure that you're committed to this tournament. Because we did have in the military one, we had some guys that bailed last minute, and it made it really tough, to do teams whenever, you have 10 people bail within the week of the tournament. Right. And so that's how we're going to set it up. Do you want to know how you can get in this tournament? Do you want to know?
I want to know? Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and everyone listening, I hope everyone out there that's listening to the podcast is like, yeah, I want to know. Tell me right now, Nick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Here's how I'm going to tell you. Every tournament that you register for in 2022, we'll do it up until July. Let's do July 4th because that's America's birthday. Every 2022 tournament that you register for up until 2022 gets you an entry into a drawing to be a part of this free tournament. So if you go to 10 tournaments, you have 10 chances in the drawing. And we will draw 80 names from all the people that have been to the tournament, and we'll invite those people to our Las Vegas Dex-Giving draft experience. Free.
I love it.
Free. It's gonna be fucking absolutely wild. Like, one, you didn't have to pay to play in the tournament, and guess what happens when you don't have to pay to play in the tournament? You have that much more money to spend on booze and craziness. So
gambling,
and we're gonna be in Vegas. And listen. Okay, third thing, you got to do the hotel. You also have to give me $100, and I'm going to take it and do 80 spins on that $100 machine. And then we'll just divide it up.
You're due.
I'm due. I am due. That's the thing. Like, everyone says, oh, well, you lost all that $100. Okay, that's cool. But you know why you should give it to me again? Because I'm due. Is it mathematically, like I have to win. I am due. So, what do you want to laugh in the face of math? No, you don't. You want to just give me the money and let me win a bunch, and then we'll disperse it out. So basically what I'm saying is, if you win this, you pay for the hotel, you give me that $100, I'm probably going to pay you back more than the tournament costs once we hit it big on that $100 slot. So that's basically, Dex giving. Like, what do you think about that? That's pretty fucking badass, right?
Yeah, I love it. So I got a question.
Okay.
I'm registered for Boston.
Yep.
I'm registered for Iceland. Does that mean I already have 2 entries?
You have 2 entries into Dex giving, bud.
Whew.
2.
Whew.
Yeah, crazy.
Right.
Do I have hold on. Do I have a clapper thing? Hold on. Oh, that's a laugher. Yep. Oh, there we go. Dex giving. Thank you. But anyway, so that's that. I mean, God, yeah, Boston's going to be rad. I'm super stoked about that. The newest tournament that we released just yesterday, Juneau, Alaska. We're going to skate the river, but it's in the summer, so we won't be able to skate the river. But we're going to be in Juneau, Alaska to play a little puck, and you guys should come. It's going to be pretty badass. And if you register before July 4th for Juneau, Alaska, boom, 1 entry into Dex giving.
If you register for Boston, then you're going to get a lobster roll and an entry. I mean,
double whammy, buddy. Double whammy.
I don't know how you don't register right now.
It's crazy.
It's all there for
you.
Well,
we're almost half sold out on Boston now, right? So now it's just a matter of time. I mean, and Jason doesn't care. Like, if he has to buy 40 lobster rolls, he has to buy 40 lobster rolls. Like, what's he going to do?
Yeah, what you got to do.
What, you know what? Because Jason is a man. He lives up to his word and his commitment, unlike Lincoln Riley.
Yo, crack open a cold one. The BLPA Big Show is coming right at you.
So, okay.
Full circle.
Full circle. That's why I get paid the big bucks to do the podcast, right? Because I'm a professional in that manner. Next topic. Okay. I guess maybe I should have been upset about this, but something is about to happen to me in beer league hockey that hasn't happened to me before, and I'm a little sad about it, but I understand. A little sad, but I understand. I'm 99% sure that I'm about to get cut from my beer league team.
Ooh, that is tough. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
What happened here?
I mean, I do feel bad because I like the boys. Yeah, I like being around the boys. But when you're not around the boys, then the boys want to find someone that shows up, right? And let's be frank, with my, not that Frank, not the Frank that doesn't Patreon us, just Frank in general.
Right. Be a different Frank.
Let's be a different Frank. I haven't played one game this year in Calgary because of my travel schedule, and now because of this injury that I've sustained, this lace bite that's on above my ankle, which is really weird. But I might have solved it because I did buy some sleeves that have gel pads that are actually for your ankle bone. But I think if I pull them up a little higher, it'll sit right there where that skate hits, and I think that'll kind of solve the problem for a little bit. But there's some chatter about Nick not showing, and I'm in the group, so it's not like they're trying to hide it from me. But it's basically saying like we got to find someone that's more consistent than Nick to be on the roster, and I get it. And the good thing is like I haven't paid the full price, and it's not like the team isn't paid for, but they're like, we can get someone that way Nick's not on the hook for the full amount, which is, I like that. But it just got me thinking about being cut in beer league. Have you ever been cut? Have you ever had to cut somebody?
I have never been cut. I have been part of teams who did cut people for the right reasons. There was a guy a long time ago who I guess you could say it was on accident. We were very terrible at hockey. I still am, but I was much worse at this point, and this guy was even worse than I was. He went into a corner with a girl who was about half his size, and he broke her ankle. And that wasn't the like, okay, you got to go because you accidentally ran into somebody. But he made some comments in the locker room afterwards about how basically he wasn't sorry about it. And he got cut. Like people were just like, yeah, that's not really the type of person that we want to play with. That's the only person that I know of that's been cut. Other than maybe some people that in a situation like you just couldn't be there consistently, and they were like, yeah, maybe you should go to sub status, right? Instead of being a full-time person, just we'll call you when we need a sub kind of thing.
I like that. I can get it. So, well, it's hard. It's hard to cut people. I've ran some teams before where we had to cut someone. As a matter of fact, excuse me. We had a guy, a goalie, as a matter of fact, that paid full paying goalie. It actually started as a free agent team. We drafted, we were the Cows. We literally had cow pattern jerseys. People laughed at us, and we were bad. Like we were not a good team because we didn't know each other. And the goalie came and he paid. And the next season he paid again, but he wasn't good. And he had these stickers on his helmet, and he tried to tell us, they were all over his helmet. Like, you know how like in like college football, you see the guys that have like the stickers, like the Buckeye stickers or something, and they get them for like big hits or tackles or whatever. He said that he got a sticker. He put a sticker on there every time he had a shutout. And so the first season when he came in and said that, we're like, oh boy, we got ourselves a fucking goalie here, bud. We realized after the first game, probably the first period, that those stickers were not true. They had to have been every time he made a save in his life. That's when he put a sticker on. So we weren't good. And basically what happened is the team was revolting. Like they just basically I can remember we got off the ice at the end of the first period and we were winning 3-1, like my line. And we only had 2 lines, right? So we were winning 3-1 on our first shift. In the second period, we were down 5-3. It was bad. It was bad. He just wasn't. Listen, and maybe the level was too high, and I'm not humble bragging myself and my team. Like maybe we were playing like Div 8 out of Div 13. So maybe if he would have been a Div 10 or 12 goalie, but the team was not happy, and they basically. They forced me to cut him. And for me, like, I don't want to cut anybody. Like, it's beer league. Like, I don't want to cut anybody. Like, he's a goalie. He pays, but what are you going to do? That's rare. Not so rare. I'm not throwing shade at goalies. I don't do that kind of stuff, but this goalie did pay. And so finally they said, we got this our buddy. He's a goalie. There's 3 guys. We got our buddy. He's a goalie and he'll pay. He'll pay this guy's fee out, and then we can just ask him to go. And so I was like, okay. So I had to have the conversation. I did the whole thing. Like, went out to the bar, before a game, and a public place, so that way he couldn't, fucking try to shoot me or whatever. And I just said, hey, buddy.
Like you're breaking up with them.
Yeah. I just said, hey, bud, like, it's not you, it's me, it's us, it's the team. It's just, we're at a point where it's just not working. Maybe you would be suited better on a different team in a different division. And we're just going to have to let you go. Here's your half, here's cash. Here's half of your league fee that I pulled out of my own pocket, by the way. And I paid him back, and he was justifiably upset and just said, this is bullshit. This is why I got on this draft team, because no other team wanted me. I get that. But we did it. And then that night, the other goalie was there, and he was good. We won the game. We were happy. We were stoked. And then by the next week, we come up, and I said, hey, like, you owe me $425 for the half of the fees. And he's like, well, I'm a goalie. I don't pay. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I'm a goalie. You guys brought me here. Like, I'm not paying $400 to play. And I was like, and so I go to these three guys. I'm like, oh, he knew he had to pay you. So basically I had to cut the guy, and I had to pay him out of my own pocket, and it cost me money because the new goalie wasn't going to pay. So cutting people is really hard. It's really shitty, but sometimes it has to happen. And I think this is, we're always trying to find ways to make this podcast better. I think what we should do as a podcast is, if you have to cut somebody, just let us do it on our podcast.
Yeah.
It's a service, and whatever. Yeah, I mean, we got to find ways to cover the costs. I mean, we got hosting fees, we got website fees now. We got, Jason and I don't get paid for our time, but we'd like to. I mean, we're on that caliber where we need to be on the payroll, because that's how good we are at this podcasting. And after Frank sees us, I'm sorry, not Frank, the goalie, sees us playing defense together, he'll want to pay us to always play on his team. So what I'm saying is, if you have to cut someone, whatever, it's a fee that we'll have tiered packages. We'll even have like a subscription model, because those are real big right now. Subscription service, SaaS. We'll cut players for you. You tell us what's going on, and then we'll make the call on our show, and we'll cut the player. And that way you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to deal with it. We're here for you. That's what we're here for, beer leaguers. We'll cut your players for you. Yeah. Just let us know. You can tweet us on whoever tweet it. The first one will be free. All right. First cut will be free. If you need someone cut on your team, the first person to tweet us at the BLPA, or me, Nicker Jones, or Jason at Beer League Jason, and say, hey, I want you to cut this guy, and give us the deets. We'll knock it out, just to show you that we know how to handle these situations with precision, care, compassion, understanding, and respect, and love. So I think that's the new BLPA. We'll cut your fucks. That's what we'll call it.
I love it. I think it's the best idea we've ever had.
Well, that's what, and it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. I know there's other companies out there that like to listen to this show and take our ideas. Maybe they're going to take this idea, but I don't think they've got the compassion and the caring and the understanding and the respect, or the cojones, to step up and do this, to be honest with you. So that's the new service. Tweet us. Let us know what you think.
Turn it up. If you're digging the show, support us through patreon.com/the BLPA.
The most greatest.
Next beer league topic. Boy, wouldn't it be fun to cut somebody? Like on the podcast?
It would be.
Like, just a blind fucking side them. Like, they don't even know. They're like, who's this number from Calgary calling us? Who's this? Calgary? What's going on? And I'm like, oh, well, here's the deal, bud. The team told us, listen, life is hard right now, and you know what else is hard? Winning games with you on the team. So you're gone. See ya. Sorry. I mean, perfect, right? Straight to the point. And this is probably going to be a service that people are going to need against all beer league sports. This is going to be like, we're probably going to make so much money from this. We won't be running any tournaments because we'll be too busy cutting people from teams.
Yeah.
So
yeah, softball, lacrosse, whatever you got, we'll do it.
Speaking of lacrosse, I'm working right now to do a lacrosse draft experience. I've never played lacrosse. I'd like to, and I think we're gonna do one. We're in the works right now. So
I've never played lacrosse either, but it is definitely a sport that I would like to play. So, I'm down for that for sure.
The only reason I want to play it, the only reason, and once I complete this reason, I don't need to play again. But have you seen that lacrosse video where that dude puts on a little like half turn shake and bake, and the dude stumbles and falls, and the guy waves at him and then keeps going past him and then scores a goal? Have you seen this video?
I have not.
Oh,
but
I'll have to send
I need
you.
to
Like,
see it.
it is like the ultimate savage disrespect. Like, the dude's running, just gives the old shake and bake, rotates the hips to look like he's turning. The defender stumbles and falls, and the guy looks at him as he keeps going by him and just fucking waves at him, and then goes and scores. It's badass, bud. Like, it's ultimate, and I can see myself do it. Okay, in my head, I can see myself doing that. Like, I played it.
Right.
I played the movie over in my head many times, so much that I have photoshopped my face on that guy's body doing this, and I'm just manifesting it. And I'll post that video for everyone to see. The one with my head, not the original. I just posted that one not too long ago. But anyway, so big topic, hot button topic right now, real hot button, I think. What is your opinion on fighting in beer leagues? Is there any acceptable time where fighting in beer league, and mostly hockey, should be allowed?
Like, allowed, when you say the word allowed, it's like, what do you mean? Like, should we accept it as in like, so-and-so beat so-and-so's ass and it is what it is? Or are we saying allowed, like it's in the rules, it's okay to do?
No, not in the rules. Is there any time when it's acceptable to get into a beer league fight? How about that? That's probably a better way to word it.
Like I think I would have used to have said no, but there's just some people that I feel like they just need their ass kicked sometimes. And I've seen it like firsthand, like, oh man, that guy needs to get his ass kicked. And then he got his ass kicked and he had an attitude adjustment, after that. He was a different player. So like, I'm not going to be the one to do it, just because I've never been in a fight in my life. So I don't think on skates where I'm already not sturdy is probably the best place to start. But I think sometimes there are people out there that just, they need to be punched in the mouth.
First, you never been in a fight? Like you've never been punched in the face?
Ever.
Whoa, boy.
No, I mean, you've met me. I'm too likable. Who's going to fight me?
But you're lucky. I've been in some shit before. I've punched, I've gotten punched, and I want to go on the record right now and say that punching, way more fun than getting punched. Way more fun. Hey, if I could get in a fight and I wasn't getting punched at all, I'd fight all the time. But I always got hit, and I did not like it. I did not like getting hit.
It doesn't sound fun.
I'm not a very good skater. I guess I'm solid on my feet. Like, I'm not just out there falling down like a fucking baby giraffe. But I don't think I don't have enough skill balance to fight and stay upright on skates. And I can remember when I started in Oklahoma, I almost didn't start playing hockey because the first, like, I went in to talk about, hey, how do I get started in hockey? And I was watching the lowest division game. And I remember this guy, he was playing for the Oklahoma City Blues. He was just fucking trying to hit people, and it ended up like basically he got in a rip-roaring like fist fight, right? And I'm like, fuck, how the lowest level, like how the fuck am I going to even do anything here? And so I was like, I'm not even going to play. And it turns out this guy, his name is Patrick Moore, became one of my good buddies. And he wasn't just I guess he was a goon, but he wasn't like, he was like the letter of the law. And he's like you, if they need it, I'm going to give it to them. And so I almost didn't start playing because of that. And then my wife even told me, I remember in one of our games we got in, it wasn't a fight, it was like a pushing match, and all of us were in like the center. And she told me, if you're going to fight playing hockey, just don't play hockey. Like, you're not good at hockey. You can't stand up. You can barely skate, or you can can barely stand up. You can barely skate. You don't. It's why? Why would you? If that's all you're going to the ring for, then just don't play. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say I'm not going to allow you to play if you're going to fight. And I was like, okay, I get it. I don't want to fight either because I could. She was right. I could barely stand. I could barely skate, and I was going to get punched because I couldn't stand up and skate right, and I don't want to get punched. So I just didn't do it. But so I would normally say no. There is no reason why there would be a fight. There should be no fighting in the lower divisions. I can confidently say that. Should not be fighting in the beginner divisions. You just shouldn't. But I have also seen games where, like you said, there's people that do shitty things for whatever reason, and sometimes they do need an attitude adjustment, and sometimes that attitude adjustment, fucking fist right in the face. That's it is. I mean, you said it like and when I talk to like high level guys, like I've talked to them about this whole thing because I was adamant like no fighting in beer league. It's so stupid, yada yada yada. But I didn't play on the level where there were people that knew what they were doing, knew as much that they were going to hurt a guy, and they would go out and play this way to hurt certain people that they didn't like, whether it's swinging the stick at their hands or whatever. And then I watched it. I've seen fights happen, and they just said, like, look, if this guy's going to come in and all he's going to do is hack your hands and try to seriously hurt you, well, he needs to answer for that. And you know what? Usually after they answer for it, they don't want to do that shit anymore. So at the end of the day, but I guess my answer is yes, there are some situations where fighting should happen in beer league. And luckily, like I don't run in those like obviously I'm not good enough, but I don't play in games like that. I haven't in a long time outside of Oklahoma, and it wasn't even that serious. It was just people thought that you needed to fight in hockey to play hockey, which isn't the case. And so I guess that's I would like to hear other people's thoughts on this, especially people that aren't the high level guys. And you know what, being a guy that used to run a league that had 300 teams in 5 cities, I didn't see much fighting at the upper levels where you would think where those guys said if this guy has to, handle his business, then he handles his business. But because you know why? Because people that were at that level knew if I go out and hack this guy, I'm going to get a punch in the face. But those middle levels,
right?
But those middle levels where people thought that they could do it and get away with it, that's where you see all the fights, all of them. And not, I mean, the league in Calgary, luckily they would suspend people that fought, like not even like 1 or 2 or 3 games, but like they say forever, but usually it was a year and then you'd have to apply to get back in the league. But a lot of the middle level leagues is where you see the fighting because those guys, they've got some skill that they didn't play high level hockey growing up. And so they think that it's okay to do that kind of stuff. And then that just pisses the other team off and they start fighting and it's just a mess. But I am curious about what people think that listen to our podcast. Like what kind of listeners do we have? Do we have high level players here? I don't know. Obviously some of my friends are high level players. They listen to us. Shout out Michael Cosentino. And I don't know. I don't think Cos would fight. I don't think Cos would fight. Cos doesn't look like a fighter.
No, I don't think so.
But you know who probably would? You know who would? Bill.
Who?
Big Bill.
Yeah.
Big Bill looks like
Big Bill probably would do it.
He looks like he's thrown some hands at someone on the ice before, for sure. Doesn't he? I mean, look at him. He looks like a guy that I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't mess with him.
No, for sure not.
Well, hey,
but you know what? I also think that the middle guys, the reason is like a lot of those guys take it too serious too. Like you said, for the same reasons. Like the new guys don't take it too serious because they're new, right? Like it's all new to them and they know they're not good and they're just out there trying to learn. Then the guys that are really good have played in real hockey that matters, right? They played at higher levels, whether it's college or whatever. It's those middle guys who never played any important hockey, but as you said, also have a little bit of skill that just they think beer league is life, and they have to just take it way too serious.
Yeah, and I know some beginners that take it really serious because they fall in love with the game and they just But I think that's the nail on the head right there is like those middle divisions where you got some skill, maybe they do take it a little too serious, which is fine. Like I played some high level softball and we took it serious, but we weren't. We went to like world tournaments, but we just got out there and got our ass kicked. But I get it, but I definitely don't think there should be. And in softballs and like I've seen some parking lot fights. I didn't see this one, but my buddy was there and dudes got killed. At a beer league fight in a parking lot that just happened. Fucking stupid bullshit. Just out there, they were drunk and they got in a fight, and one dude went back to his car, got a bat, and beamed this guy right in the fucking head and killed him.
Wow.
Can you imagine two things over beer league softball? Can you imagine like you ruin your life? Well, I mean, can you imagine getting yourself killed over a beer league argument? And two, as the person that hit this guy in the head with a baseball bat, like, can you imagine like ruining your life, having to go to jail because you got mad over some beer league softball?
No.
And
I played baseball growing up, right? And so I also played softball before I played hockey. And I don't think I ever played sober. Like that's how not serious I took it. Like I'm just out there to, fucking try to hit a couple of dingers and, work off the beers that I drink.
Dingers only. I do think, I mean, there's some disrespectful stuff in softball. Like you can really hurt a pitcher by hitting the middle. And I've hit the middle. I've done it on purpose. I knew what I was doing. Yeah. But I would never try to swing a baseball bat at someone's head. Now I will say that when I was in college, there was a dude that hit me and like he beat me with the ball. And he fucking talked shit all the way as I was down, just fucking talking. And the next time I got up to fucking bat and he pitched and I just swung and just let go of the bat. I did. And it didn't hit him. But I was sending a message like, fuck, if you're going to be a fuckwad, I'm going to be a fuckwad too, And, but like I can never see like purposely like walking up to someone with a baseball bat and hitting them in the fucking head with it. This seems asinine. But so basically what we're saying is if there's a reason to fight someone, like if it's a real reason, like I was reading through the group, like I posed this question to the group and a lot of the people were kind of on the same thing. Like, I'd never say never, but really it's beer league. So let's just all push and shove, say bad words and call it a night. My answer vote is no, but I want to say yes for my pure amusement of watching grown-ass man lose their cool. This guy says, I'm honestly shocked that it's 50-50. We got a bunch of idiots in here. Let's see. The only time fights break out in our league is when the calls aren't being made to control the game at the appropriate times. Okay, so this guy's trying to put it on the fucking refs. That's what the refs don't need. And here's the fights. Refs don't need to get involved. Just the ref need to just stay. I know ref's job is to make sure people say that a ref's job is to make the calls, but I think a ref's job is out there to keep people safe. But not so much where they need to jump in and get in the middle of a fight. Right. So, you can pretend to be tough over chirping, but nobody wants to see an accountant fight a customer service associate. You both are pussies. Let's just call it a day. Hey, au contraire, I would love to see an accountant fight a customer service. Think about how we could market this.
Exactly what I want to see, actually.
Hey, think about how we could market this. What if we start just like a YouTube series and it's just beer league hockey fights. It is people actually fighting. Yeah, and which this is Bill the accountant against Sam the customer service agent. Yeah. Or what if we get a Karen versus a manager?
Yeah, I love it. Like we find out what they do, we post it, and then and we just explain like, yeah, this is, this guy is in client services, and this guy is, he owns a bakery. Like, yeah,
here's a baker.
Out, who's fighting.
Yeah, here's a bake, and here's the deal. I'm probably going to be pretty covered up, cutting all these players from beer league, but I will make time to actually sit up, in a rink and announce these fights. Like, in this corner, we've got Bob the Baker. And just, and here they come out of the middle of the ring and they pound it, and it's going to be like 1 minute fights. And then they're going to be done. And I think that's another one. BLPA Brawls. That's what we'll call it.
Right.
It's almost like Barstool Rough and Rowdy. Nah, you ain't got nothing. You know what? You're fighting in a ring with gloves. We're fighting on the ice with knives on our feet. Come get us, BLPA Brawls. I tried to get there was some when we first started the group. There was a group in Pittsburgh. It's a bunch of shitbirds, and they a couple of my buddies went to this thing with them, and it was shit. And they were talking shit back and forth, like Kyle Thornton, like Kyle, like obviously he's gonna be talking shit, and this goalie, he's talking shit back to Kyle. And I just said, like, here's the deal: we're going to be in Cleveland. You guys are both talking big talks. Kyle's going to be there in the tournament. Goalie, I'll pay for you to drive from Pittsburgh to Cleveland, and I'll buy you a hotel room. You guys come out, fucking duke it out, and the winner wins and the loser loses. We film it, we put it on BLPA, and call it a day. Guess what? All that tough talk shit ended real quick.
Neither one of them wanted to smoke, is what you're saying?
You know what? I want to say no. I think Big Dad would have done it. Big Dad, that's Kyle Thornton. That's what we call him. He told us to call him Big Dad one day, so we just call him Big Dad. I think he would have done it, but the other guy was like, no. And I said, okay, then let's not even fight. Let's not even fight. Here's what we'll do. You're a goalie. Kyle's a shooter, but Kyle has goalie gear. So here's what we'll do. He'll come out. You'll just do a shootout challenge. And he'll shoot on you 5 times or 10 times or whatever. You'll shoot on him 10 times, and that's how we'll solve this issue. But the guy wouldn't do that either. I said, I'll pay for you to drive up. I'll put you up in a hotel. I'll pay for the ice time. I'll film it. And the guy wouldn't do it. The other guy. So we tried. Well, hey,
that's unfortunate. There's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people out there that would take Big Dad up on that offer. So it's sad that someone was given all those chances and wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, people talk big, but if you're going to talk big and you get a chance to back it up and you fucking don't, what does that say about you? It says you're about on the same level as Lincoln fucking Riley, is what it sounds like. Scumbag loser. So that's just my thing. But anyway.
Well, I'm on record saying I don't fight.
So you don't want any of that smoke, is what you're saying.
Nope. No smoke for me.
So, all right. I know you have a nipple story, but we're already at well over an hour. And I want to tease people. If you want to
save the nipple story for next time,
for next week, and maybe we'll have some more BLPA Idol contestants. Let us know what you thought about Netta. I hope you guys could hear it. I heard it. I looked like it was recording. I don't know why Jason couldn't hear it, but if we're gonna get serious about podcasting, Jason, if we're gonna get serious about the show, we got to start taking it serious. We're gonna have to upgrade your equipment. People want to see us. They want to see us live.
Okay.
And so I think we're going to have to...
Which is understandable. We're handsome guys.
100%. I'm on a diet to lose some of the LB, so I'll be even more handsome. I'm on keto right now, and it really sucks. I mean, the food's good. I mean, because I just get to eat like bacon and cheese. But it just sucks, not being able to eat carbs, because I love carbs. I love bread.
Yeah.
I like cake. I like donuts. Can't have that on keto. But the reason I'm on keto is because I want to look fucking good. That's the deal. Like, I want to look fucking good as shit for Iceland, and there's a reason why. And that reason is I have a film crew, maybe it's just one guy, following me around. Like, he's literally going to be in Calgary from the airport all the way through Iceland, all the way back. And we're going to try to put out some daily vlogs for people's enjoyment. The road to the decks. I guess it's almost like the road to the Winter Classic, kind of a road to the Iceland decks kind of experience, what we're trying to do. And I want to look damn good for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sounds awesome. And, I'll be in Iceland. So,
you'll be in it.
Maybe make an appearance.
You know what? When you're in your glass hut, putting stuff on glass, maybe we'll have a camera there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be in Frank's glass hut with the zoom telescope looking at you doing whatever you're going to do. You
I
know?
love it.
So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Sorry I was so sad, but what my one wish from this episode, the one thing that I want you to take away from it is, in life there are choices. You can choose to be a good person, or you can choose to be a scumbag loser like Lincoln Riley. I hope you don't choose to be a scumbag loser like Lincoln Riley. I hope that you don't, because that's just not a good way to live your life. So, fuck Lincoln Riley. Boomer sooner. Be good or be good at it. Peace. That's an episode.